So I remember like when like I was being taught how to speak in tongues, and like that's not something I grew up with. Like we didn't believe in the movement of the Holy Spirit. We basically believed kind of like the Holy Spirit was dead in a sense, even though specifically scripturally it talks about that, Jesus says on, the mount that he's going to leave us with the Holy Spirit, and we will be able to do more things greater than he did. And so that's kind of part of the evangelical movement, is that the signs and the wonders aspect of things. And one of the signs of wonders that you perform would be speaking in tongues, which would be technically, I think the idea is that you're speaking in a language that's not known to the people around you. It's like speaking a language that other people, maybe there's this language is at another part in the world, and how on earth would you know that it's you speaking it? I'm sorry, how on earth would you know that you're speaking this language of somebody else's if you haven't been taught? So it's like it's an impartation. It's like the Holy Spirit has given you this language to be able to praise and worship God in another language, and how powerful he is that he can provide words in your mouth that speak a different language to worship God. Which there's very specific dynamics within the Bible about speaking in tongues, and that you're supposed to have an interpreter. You can't just be speaking in tongues. You're supposed to actually have somebody that could interpret what the language is, which is super complicated if you think about it, because you're like, okay, I'm speaking a random language that's possibly something in some sort of part of the world, and how are we going to find a translator to be able to speak, hey, this is exactly the language this person's speaking? You can't. It's just, it's not feasible. It's not a thing. So, of course, I'm sure I'm going to have somebody that's going to come on here and try to fix what I'm trying to say, and which is, of course, yeah, super annoying. But, more power to you. But the point being is that, yeah, you're supposed to have this impartation of gifts. And so I remember the very first time that I was told that I should start to speak in tongues. Like, I was already in a very traumatic part of my life, and that I can get into at another point in time. So I was really looking for something. I already knew who God was. I already, I grew up a Christian or whatever. And so I was desperately seeking God on a deeper level to try to help me unpack why these horrible things continue to happen to me. So like it was out of my desperation to try to make sense of my pain, and to seek God more. And I ended up getting involved with a group of ladies who, by the way, there were some ladies that were super lovely people, no malintent, who were on this journey with me and who were there with me during some of the darkest hours that I was having. And this one person, her intent was not to necessarily help me. It was to, I think, validate her own behavior of Holy Spirit speaking. And so she put her hand on my back. We were at a Bible study. She put her hand on my back, and she's like, just spit it out. Like, just spit it. I'm thinking, what do I spit out? What are you talking about? Like, just spit out the words. Like, just allow it to bubble up, because the Holy Spirit's just going to start to speak through you. I mean, I was like, this doesn't feel right to me. This feels weird. This doesn't feel natural, which of course is capitalized on. This isn't going to feel right. This is going to feel not natural. Da, da, da. But something felt wrong. It did not feel right. And looking back now, with maybe I'll go into it another time, several things that took place, it was 100% spiritual abuse. This person needed to be validated in their own journey that they spoke in tongues, and so therefore forcing me to try to speak in tongues was the right thing to do. And it was supposed to look like this. And like, they're like, it's like, you're just going to start. And she was forcing me. And I'm sorry, I'm not someone that can just fake it. If I do something, I'm doing it genuinely, even if it's tweaky, like speaking in tongues. I'm going to do it genuinely. And so it wasn't coming to me. It wasn't manifesting, a verbiage, a word that my ex-husband tried to use against me. He said I was manifesting, which he only meant I was manifesting something demonically, because it was projection. If anybody's going to be manifesting demonically, it was going to be him. So I wasn't going to fall into this being fake and just doing it because somebody's pressuring me. It was super awkward, super uncomfortable. And anyway, it did escalate, and there were other things that happened later on, not in that Bible study, but other Bible studies with this woman. And she was incredibly, like, controlling and spiritually abusive. Yeah. And I didn't realize it at the time. It didn't click because I was so naive in understanding these gifts of the Spirit that I thought that there was something wrong with me, that I was missing the point, I was understanding, and it was just a whole big, huge, jumbled mess. Whole huge jumbled mess. And so, yeah, anyway, that was my encounter, or my, whatever you want to call it, interaction with speaking in tongues. And did I afterward at certain points in time? Yeah, I did. I don't think it felt contrived. It didn't feel natural nor feel real. So whatever. That's my story on that part.